Wow.
So I'm coughing and you're blowing your nose.
Yep.
We should probably edit that out. Are you sick?
Rachel, I'm so deeply and profoundly unwell. I don't know what's up. It's that time of year.
Correct.
Seasonal.
Yes.
And when you're pregnant, did you know that your like mucous membranes expand?
You get super congested. That's right. I forgot.
So congested. And my pregnancy specific upper lip eczema, I have eczema only above my upper lip.
What is that about?
So it looks like
is that
constantly have just gotten a mustache waxed. You've never had to get your mustache waxed, have you?
I do once in a while.
You do? Oh, well, you dermaplane.
But remember, I shave my face.
Right.
No, that's really unfortunate for you. Is that a common pregnancy side effect, or because I've never heard of that?
Upper lip specific? No.
Okay,
but I did, and I have to make this into a video. I asked people to like tell me their weirdest pregnancy things that have happened to them.
That was brave.
The things that have happened to people are so wild.
Weren't you worried that would like traumatize you, that it could get even worse?
No, it just made me feel better. Like I have a dear friend, she's a listener, and I won't reveal her name, but she just randomly like got alopecia in one eyebrow while she was pregnant. And then to like get like microblading. Another person said just her butt turned super red, and her doctor asked if she could take a picture to show the other doctors. I mean, just like crazy things.
My God,
eczema,
it's so rough out
tags.
There. Wow.
The number one original lie from the patriarchy is that we glow during pregnancy.
No, it's so true. That's just what they tell you because they want to.
Like that has to have been Eve's curse, right? For the original sin is just looking like absolute garbage trash when you're pregnant.
Sure. I mean, just the fact that women are the ones that have to get pregnant, carry the baby, birth the baby, feed the baby.
I will say, though, then that sets us up to always get to hold it over the heads of the partners in our lives who didn't do that.
No, that's so true.
To me, that's my gift.
That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. To me, that is a beautiful blessing.
I am still using that 8 years later, let me tell you, because my first had a 99th percentile head and was 9 pounds. So I am reminding my husband of that birth.
Wow.
Constantly.
By the way, how was your holiday? We haven't really...
I know. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well, okay. So our holiday break was very good. It was very festive. It's always, to me, more festive to be somewhere cold for Christmas.
For sure.
Just because that's how I grew up. But yeah, so we all went to Connecticut. It was great. The kids had a blast. It was fun to be with family. It honestly was like the least problematic trip we've probably ever had. There were no fights.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really great. The travel home was a little bit rough, which I was telling you about.
Yeah.
We just got our bags back last night.
Stop.
I know, which when you're home isn't as big of a deal as when they lose your luggage when you're on your trip, which has happened to us numerous times. Also.
I was going to say, I feel like you lose your luggage more often than the normal person.
Don't you? So do I. I don't know if we have
never lost my luggage.
Okay.
That's never happened to me once.
Okay. Well, yeah, it happened to us this summer in Copenhagen, which sucked until I learned, thankfully, from followers and listeners that you can just go shopping and charge the airline for all of that. So we did that. But no, this time it wasn't as big of a deal because we're home and obviously have all of our stuff. But the reason our luggage was lost was because our connecting flight, we almost didn't make. We were like running to the gate and they said gate closed when we got there. So we just, I think, probably looked like a complete disaster family. So they felt sorry for us and let us on, but our bags did not make it. And the reason we didn't, sorry.
Let it out.
And the reason we didn't almost make the plane was because our first plane was delayed on the tarmac for about an hour because there was like a boomer meltdown happening. I have never seen anything so bizarre. I was like, oh, wow, this is when people whip out their phones and take videos for TikTok.
Yes.
I was so just stunned that I didn't even think to do that. I don't know if I would do that. I feel like that's really kind of mean. But it was crazy. All of a sudden, we were just getting seated. This woman with this very chic red bucket hat.
Oh.
Yeah, in her 60s probably. And like a fur kind of lined coat. She starts running up and down the aisles screaming. at the top of her lungs, screaming at the top of her lungs, booking it just up and down the aisle, just running. This was like a very small regional plane. Okay. So it was like,
oh my God.
It was the kind of plane where it's one seat on one side of the aisle and two seats on the other side of the aisle. It was tiny. Everybody had already been seated. So there was nobody like in the aisles. So she was just running up and down the aisles, grabbing her face. And I was like, oh my God, like maybe she tried to turn the little air conditioning thing on and got blasted in the eye by harmful chemicals or something. She was just like swearing, screaming, running. And we were all like, where do you think you're going? Like, where are you going? And eventually they get her off the plane. We're like, what the fuck just happened? Come to find out, her husband, and this made more sense as to what she was screaming. She kept screaming, fucking piece of shit. And I thought she was referring to the air conditioning duct as the piece of shit because it must have sprayed some type of harmful gas or chemical into her face. No, she was speaking about her husband who was just sitting there as if nothing had happened. What had happened was he was, I guess, putting his seatbelt on and flung the seatbelt.
Stop.
And it hit her in the face, like the metal buckle hit her in the face. So, granted, that is
hysterical.
That sounds like it would hurt for sure. Was the reaction a little bit overblown? Perhaps.
Oh my God.
So I guess they give her like full medical attention. She comes back onto the plane almost an hour later with this whole big bandage situation on her nose, looking so dramatic. And they separate her and her husband. They won't allow them to sit together for the rest of the plane. And I was saying to Marley, like, why would they have done that? And Marley, like, of course, social worker brain, he's like, because they were scared that it's like an abusive situation and they didn't want something else to happen. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, so that was why. So if we had not gotten on our plane and we had gotten stuck in Philly because of this woman, I would have been not happy.
But oh my God.
All's well that ends well. We made it back. And I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah, thinking of you, airplane lady.
You, red bucket hat lady.
Those things always, I would be so freaked out if somebody did that because I would be like, what do you know? What's happening?
I know.
Get me off this plane.
Well, it reminded me of that freak out from like a year ago or something that went super viral with the girl who was like, there's something on the plane. It's not human.
Yes.
It's like, get me off of this plane right now. I don't care if she's unwell or not. Whatever she's saying, I believe. And I'm getting off.
1,000%. I'd be like, absolutely, I co-sign this. Like,
yes.
She's picking up on something.
Yes, she is. She's tapped in with another realm. Yeah. And we all need to get off.
1,000,000,000%.
Oh my God. What did you guys do I know you're in San Diego.
Yes.
So last night was New Year's Eve when we're recording this. What did you guys do?
Literally nothing.
Yeah,
I went to bed I took an expired Claritin that expired in 2024. So we'll see what happens with that.
Close enough.
Close enough. And then I went to bed at 8:30. But you know what was magical about it? There was not a single time, like, I forgot that people have plans on New Year's Eve or that that's a thing until you posted like, oh, don't feel bad if you're not doing anything on New Year's. And I wrote back and I said, you know people who do things on New Year's?
It's wild. We've never really been big New Year's people. We like going away for New Year's when we can. Like last year we went to Yosemite with the kids, which was super sweet. And I feel like if you go somewhere, they do things to make it festive. Like they had, the hotel had like a whole little New Year's party with games and the kids played bingo and they did s'mores and like cute. That was plenty. And we still got to bed at a reasonable hour, but it still felt really fun and festive. And I feel like that's enough when you have kids.
Yeah. And let me tell you what my kids don't care about New Year's Eve. They don't get it. I
got so rocked yesterday by my kids. We were explaining to them, hey, it's New Year's Eve. It's the last day of 2025. Isn't that so cool? Like when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be a new year. So that's why they call it New Year's Eve. They looked at me and they were like, so?
Yeah, I couldn't care less.
And I was like, you know what? Valid point. Yeah. It's just another day.
It's just another day. I will say, I remember, okay, so when I was younger, I was very into dramatics. And have I explained that I used to like dress up as, I have like a Russian immigrant woman coming on the boat to Ellis Island with my bread roll in my pocket. Yes. And so that kind of imagination expanded into other clothing choices and arenas. And I will never forget one year, I was desperate to have a like fur, but it wasn't fur. It was maybe almost like a velvety cloak with a
Ooh.
hood and then like a muffler that you put your hands in, as if I was like a Victorian woman crossing the moors in the cold winter air.
Such a classic outfit for someone in LA, I was going to say. So did you find one, or?
My mom found one and got one. And then I'll never forget, I went to a New Year's Eve party. So I will say, I do, whenever my family and I like land wherever we're going to land, because we've talked about moving, I do like the idea of being a family who has an annual something party.
Right.
So maybe we have the annual Christmas party. We have an annual New Year's Eve party, or like a Halloween thing. Like I love that.
Yeah.
And I remember we had family friends who had an annual New Year's Eve party. And there was this one boy who was so cute, who I always thought was so cute, who's 2 years older in my sister's class. Granted, I'm like a large round child with braces wearing a cloak and a muffler.
But the confidence of a supermodel.
And I had gotten these shoes, these like tiny little kitten heels, and on the back of them it said "Kiss me at midnight." And I was like, he's gonna know this message is for him.
Why were we so delusional?
So delusional, but like it was so wonderful.
So good.
It was so good. And I just like, I'm forever chasing that New Year's Eve high, and I'll never get it again. I'll never get it again.
Did he compliment you on your stole?
I think he did. But I think in his face, I received him just like a passing glance as being like, wow, I love what you're working with tonight.
He was really taking it all in.
He was really taking it all in.
He was too intimidated to say anything.
Yeah. But no, aside from that, I'm not a New Year's Eve fan. Well, I'm never a like pressurized situation fan. I hate. I hate when people are like, how you spend your New Year's Eve is how you're spending the rest of your year or whatever. Like, I hate all of that BS. I saw a TikTok where it was a woman who was like, this is what New Year's Eve is like. And she was like, oh, please, do you have an extra invite to your event? I'm like, please let me come. And it's like, that's what it feels like when you're in that headspace.
No, it does. We had friends that were they got invited by another friend. It wasn't necessarily something they would have chosen, I don't think, but they got invited to this restaurant here in the city for a coursed dinner.
No.
With 50 people.
No.
Including a million kids. And I was just like, you couldn't pay me to want to be there.
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
No.
I do think we went to the library randomly yesterday, and they had a noon Year's Day where it was like
cute.
A party
I've heard of
for
that.
kids. Yeah, that was super cute. And sure, when it gets older, like I said, I would love to go to like a family's house. You know what I'm really into, what I'm feeling very called towards this year? I don't want friends. I have one.
That's enough.
Done. One and done, baby. Which, by the way, I was asking Tyler some of the questions we asked Marley, because I was like, well, first I said, oh, Tyler asked them all these questions. And Tyler was like, well, we would do so bad at this. And I said, why? And he said, because you know nothing about me. And at first I was like,
all right, note to self, I will throw him very lowball questions.
Okay, but then I realized, I was like, okay, at first I thought that was being presented as I'm the problem because I don't care enough to know anything about my husband. Then I realized he is the problem because I share everything about myself. There's no stone left unturned.
It's so true.
I don't put that burden on him to have to excavate my truth and my opinions. I share them willingly.
You just lay it all out there.
I lay it all out there for people who don't want them. For anybody.
Exactly.
It's not my fault he does not do the same. And so I'm supposed to take it upon myself to ask you questions that I just freely give you? No. I reject.
No.
So anyways, wow, where was I going with that?
You said something about having a friend or not needing one.
Yeah, one friend. Oh, so I was like, Tyler, one of the questions I asked was like, who's friendlier in public settings? And he said me. And I said, I don't know. I think it's me. Like, I'm pretty friendly. And he said, oh, yeah, because you are so desperate for friends that you will try to find one anywhere you can. And I was like, ouch. You do know me. You do see me.
To be seen. To be loved.
To be loved. It was so beautiful. How did Marley... Oh, go ahead.
Do you guys do any like New Year's resolutions or goals or anything like that?
Well, first I thought you were going to say kiss. And no, we didn't do that either.
Well, you've got your lip eczema. You're working
I've got lip eczema. I'm covered in Aquaphor, and I've snot all over me, so I can't really.
Tough.
Nobody's really picking up what I'm putting down.
That's okay.
That's okay. No, I'm not into that. I was going to post something about that later today, but here's the thing. I love manifesting. We've obviously talked about that many times. So
Same.
I am somebody who's very into that. I love having goals, like that again, you manifest and work towards. But has anybody ever in the history of the world successfully like accomplished a resolution?
I'm sure they have. It's not me.
Wouldn't know her if I saw her.
Yeah, not me.
Not me.
I'm with you. I like more setting manifestations, and like I also really like the idea some people do like a theme word of the year.
Well, yeah, a lot of like trad wifey. I'm thinking of the roll-offs. If anybody's familiar with Audrey Roll-Off, they're big on family words.
Jesus Christ.
They do one every month too.
What does that mean?
So it's like 1 month your word is intentional. But then like
Jesus Christ.
everything you
Okay.
But what's your 2026 family word?
Never mind. Never mind. No, I mean, I do have some goals for this year, of course, but I also, for some reason, this year, I couldn't even look at like New Year's Eve coverage when I would be looking at something with Bravo or something, and I would see Andy talking about New Year's Eve with Anderson Cooper.
Anderson?
No, I was like, even watching the promos for it was giving me such anxiety. I don't know what that's about.
Interesting. Well, you have a lot coming up this year.
I do. I think that's probably the root of it. I just feel very pressured by this year.
Yeah.
But I normally do like it. I also, though, like the idea that a lot of people were sending me because I think my anxiety was palpable through the phone. So lots of people were sending me very nice messages about, it's not really the time for that. Like traditionally it's, the time for rest and like reflection and all of that stuff, and like cutting away like dead things, metaphorically, that no longer serve you. And then in the spring equinox is like the rebirth and waking up and all of that. So like with nature, that's when you're supposed to be starting your year and making all your goals. So I appreciate that, and that's what I'll be doing.
You know what? I also really like to stick to a school calendar. To me,
totally. Oh yeah, back to school is like a fresh start for me.
Yes, like my year begins in September. I've had the summer.
Yes.
I can see, okay, what are we going to accomplish the rest of the year that more aligns with my children's calendars?
Totally.
Like
that's
I
actually
like that.
Such a good point too, and that always felt so right for me because I was a teacher for so long. So even well beyond when I was a student, up until I was up until I was 32, I had a back to school every single year of my life. And like that always feels like a very fresh start to me. So that,
and because you're coming off of again like a really fun, joyful season of summer.
Right. And fall feels more serious.
And fall feels more serious. And then you're like, okay, I'm coming at this from a good headspace. I've had a lot of fun. I'm ready to buckle down because that time is over. That season closed. Like, who's ready to like get amped today?
Not me.
Also, because the weirdest time of all time is the week between Christmas and New Year's. Someone said, pardon, this is aggressive. It's like the taint of the calendar. And it really is.
It's no man's land.
It's no man's land. I don't want to be there. I go there.
Speaking of taints, we started heated rivalry. because like you said, it is the time of like no one's really doing anything. No one knows what day it is. So I took a nice long, like almost week long. I think I was off I didn't post on social media for like 6 days.
I was just very proud of you.
Unheard of for me, but it was actually so nice. And I never wanted to come back, honestly. But when I did re-enter, literally everyone was talking about this show.
Everyone.
With just like the highest praise. And everyone's saying it's like the best storytelling of the year. Everyone's crying. I don't think I'm at those episodes yet.
Well, everybody's talking about the cottage.
Right. Get to the cottage.
So maybe
that's what everyone's saying. And I know episode 5 was supposed to be really amazing. So we watched how many? We watched 2 so far. And so far it's a lot of sex. And that's great. I'm super into the Russian accent, actually, shockingly. And that's about it so far. I'm not saying I'm not enjoying it. I'm loving it. Marley actually is liking it too. But I'm just very intrigued with like what the story is going to be.
Now, something has happened to me in my old age where when I watch a show that has a sex scene and I'm next to my husband, I feel as if I'm next to my dad.
Oh my God, same.
And I'm so uncomfortable.
I didn't move a single muscle.
Yes, literally. Like, don't blink. Don't move. I don't want him to know I'm watching this. What's he thinking? Like,
no, it's literally the same. I didn't move a single muscle.
Out.
I was like not breathing.
Yes.
And by the way, the sex scenes in this show are extremely heavy-handed. Not only are they very, very graphic, but they are every 10 minutes. And Marley was like, afterwards we were talking about it. Marley was like, yeah, I made sure I didn't have my hands under the covers so you didn't think I was doing. But I was making so much fun of him because there were some scenes like at their gym and stuff, and it's just exactly what he describes his gym to be like. And so I just was teasing him like, oh, this is what you're doing every morning?
Well, I think it was on Danny Pellegrino's podcast. He was talking about how, like, in a lot of gyms, I mean, he's in West Hollywood, but, you know, they're just really, like, showing off the goods.
They had to remove the saunas in lots of the gyms here in San Francisco. Marley's favorite gym that he goes to, they took the sauna out because all the dudes were just banging in there all the time. It was like a health issue.
Love that. Okay, I will not be watching Heated Rivalry then because I cannot stand the anxiety of watching a sex scene next to my husband.
Well, maybe it's like a Just For You show for another time.
Yes. Okay, that's a good idea.
But yeah, everybody wanted me to discuss. So that's where I am. I haven't finished yet.
Okay.
And speaking of New Year's resolutions and goals and the gym, that is actually one of my goals for this year is to continue to not be a lazy sack of shit and to go to the gym. But I thought it would be funny if I looked up what the top wellness trends are for 2026. And I want to know if you are interested in these or not. So we'll do like a little smash and pass. Number 1, stimulating the vagus nerve to ease stress.
I don't know what that is, but stimulating, I'm out immediately at that word.
So the vagus nerve is like a pathway to your stress regulation system. So it's very important.
Oh.
And I think probably the most popular and easiest hacks for this are like the cold water plunge.
Oh.
Or even where you like put your face in ice cold water, or there's lots of different like breathing exercises you could do. But apparently now there's also like wearable devices that will stimulate the vagus nerve.
Where is it located? In your brain?
Well, yeah, there's like a pathway in your forehead, I believe. But it like runs through your whole body, I think. Don't quote me. I'm not a doctor.
No.
You're not into that. Okay.
I'm not into that because I'm not a naturally stressed enough person because there's nothing happening in my brain. But if I was, like, I don't think putting pressure on myself to figure out how to stimulate my vagus nerve or whatever would help.
Okay. Are you into like the idea of cold plunging or anything like that at all?
Cold plunging? Absolutely not. I love an ice roller on my face.
Yes. Well, that's maybe kind of the same idea.
Yeah, that feels nice.
Great. Okay, so you do like it.
Okay, what about you? Are you going to stimulate your nerves?
Nah. Number 2, sound healing. Oh, I'm into this one. What do you think of sound healing? So doing like crystal bowls and chimes and gongs.
What do you think?
Sounds right up your alley.
Oh, right up my alley. I signed up once to learn how to be a sound bowl practitioner. And then COVID hit, so I couldn't do it.
That could have been a really nice service to offer along with your Reiki.
Absolutely. Listen,
which, if people didn't know, Caitlin is a Reiki master.
Surprise. Imagine you go into like for a Reiki treatment and you're expecting some just like super earth mother goddess calm. And I'm like, hey girl, what's up? Let's get going. Like,
but you know what? Some people would really appreciate that energy, I think.
No, but I do love a sound bowl. I've done many sound baths. I think they are amazing. They really are so relaxing. You know who is a sound bowl practitioner now? Rachael from Vanderpump Rules.
That feels so right.
Yeah, go. I was on her page.
Of course she is. Of course.
Yeah, doing beautiful work.
But you know what? I would totally go to her sound bath.
Absolutely. Why not?
I love a sound bath. My mother-in-law has like the bowls, the singing bowls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she'll do it for the kids sometimes, like at
bedtime.
Oh my
God, I love that. So to do this, are you supposed to play them yourself, or are you like going on Spotify and finding like a sound bowl playlist?
It looks like, well, this is just kind of talking about sound healing as a form of self-care. So maybe people are going to be doing it more like as an alternative to massages or other self-care things. I don't know. Okay. We'll see. We'll see what 2026 has in store for us. Okay, the next one is very personalized workouts. They're calling it micro-personalized workouts to replace generic plans with AI coaches.
Oh. I was
Immediately
going to say,
now.
wouldn't that just be a personal trainer?
Yeah, no. It's
No.
apparently an AI trainer, and
Oh my
no
God,
thank you.
no. Absolutely not.
No.
No thank you.
Okay, the next one is wellness through community and connection. I do think that this is a good one. So like run clubs and things like that. So
I
more
like
team things.
I really like that. And that actually, I do have 2 things I want to work towards this year. I will not call them resolutions, but things I want to work towards. Oh, this is where I was going with friendship. I, again, already have my one friend.
Yes.
But what I would really like to cultivate in my life is more like families that we are friends with.
Yeah.
Where
that's a good one.
We're all doing, like, I don't need a friend where I'm now supposed to like find time to have a phone call just one-on-one or like find time to do something one-on-one with you. I don't have the time for that.
Right.
But I would love something where our families are getting together and we're doing something and our husbands get along. And then like that to me is lacking in my life. And I really like the thought of that.
That's such a good one. You should definitely be intentional about that because it is so nice when you can make plans with a family and then it's like the kids get somebody to play with, you get social interaction.
Yeah.
You don't have to like make childcare plans to see your friends. Like it is really nice. We have a few friends like that where we're friends with the whole family and it honestly is like the holy grail. It feels like hitting the jackpot when your kids like each other, you like her, and your husband likes the partner. It is so hard to find that.
Yeah.
So if you see someone that strikes your fancy, you should definitely
try not to freak them out.
Yeah.
Might go to.
Don't come on too strong. Be cool.
Okay, that is one. And then my other one, and we talked about this before, but I am very passionately against, I'm canceling cancel culture in the idea of people will say things like, oh, you know, we're such good friends because I can cancel on her at any point and she doesn't get mad. I'm not that friend anymore. I'm
No,
getting
I don't like
mad.
that. Mm-hmm.
I do not want to be canceled on anymore, and I will not cancel on other people. And if somebody tries to cancel on me last minute, like to me, if we are making a plan in the new year, unless of course there's like a kid that gets sick, that's a different story.
Right.
But also the kid should really be sick and not just be like, oh, there's something going around the classroom. And it's like, well, or do you live in the classroom? Like you're probably fine.
Well, and that's always going to be the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. I've had too many times where I've had a plan I thought was real and I was excited about it.
Yeah.
And then the other person cancels willy-nilly and it's like, oh, that meant nothing to you? Okay, that's fine. But I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm not accepting that. And I'm not going to make you feel okay about it.
You're going to lay on the guilt.
Well, no, I just not going to send 30 exclamation marks when I say, don't worry about it. I'm just going to do one. And they'll fucking know.
That sounds
so
harsh.
Yeah.
So harsh.
Yeah. But that's who you're messing with in 2026, baby. You're getting one exclamation mark.
Well, maybe you should make plans for like, what is it called? What did they call it? Like community and connection based wellness. So like set up a little stroller walking club for when you have the baby or something like that. That would be really cute.
Well, I found a Pilates class for pregnant people. What's the right word? Prenatal.
There you go.
Prenatal
doula
Pilates. Prenatal Pilates. And I thought, oh, this could be, maybe if I pick like the same 2 days a week at the same time I go, maybe it will be the same. Yeah, the same moms will also be coming to that.
Yeah.
And that could be a nice, easy way. But you and I have talked about this before because our lives are like online where we're talking, we're being friendly. I have none of that left for people in real life. Like I'm such a dud
hard
in real life.
It's so hard. I feel like as I've gotten older too, I've become more introverted and it's to my own detriment because then I'm like, well, why don't I have plans? Why don't I have anybody to do anything with? But it really is hard because like so much of our energy gets sucked out with our jobs. Yeah.
You know what I get too in a headspace of? So like there's this one person that I really want to be or maintain or expand our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not doing that with me. But so in my head, I'm like, well, I'll say I feel bad. Oh, I haven't called her. And I'm like, well, she hasn't called me. So then I almost let that be a permission slip to me of like, oh, well, don't bother calling her.
Right.
But I think it's also okay, though, if it's a little bit one-sided at sometimes. Like it doesn't have to be
I think as long as it's not always one-sided, where you're
Right.
always the one reaching out first or you're always the one making a plan. I don't think that's fair, but I do think sometimes people have things going on that you just don't know about, right? And that like you might have to pick up the slack, just like in a relationship. You sometimes have to pick up more slack than your partner, and then it switches, ideally. And then, you know, you just have like different capacities at different times. I think it's the same with friends.
Yeah.
And I think it's also normal for friends to kind of go through, like, one of my close friends and I have gone through like a couple of, you know, like dry spells with where we don't see each other for weeks, or we don't check in for weeks, or we just, you know, there's just like so much going on in our lives, but we don't get mad at each other for that. We just, one of us will eventually text the other one and we'll pick right back up and make plans or whatever. But it can be, I mean, everybody's so busy. It can be really hard.
How many friends do you think you have? That's a loaded question because there's layers too.
Well, because there's layers. So I would say like friends that I text regularly and see regularly, because there's also different, like I am not from here. So there's tiers. There's like people that I would consider closer friends that I have in San Francisco, but I only see them once a year.
Yeah. Do you think there's anybody in your life you would call a friend that they would be surprised to find out that you call them?
No.
Your friend? Oh, no. They're aware.
Yeah, because I think it's usually more so people, like I said, I'm more introverted. So it's more so if I have a friend, it's because that person sought me out most of the time, because I'm just like, I don't put myself out there as much, which I should. That's like not a good thing. I would say I have maybe like 4 or 5 friends that I like see regularly, including you.
That's pretty good.
And then I have like 2, like, or I have 3, I guess, close childhood / college friends that I talk to semi-regularly and see like whenever we can.
Yeah.
But as far as friends that I see on a daily basis, where I'm like sharing real things in my life, talking to them regularly, seeing them, yeah, that's probably less than 4 or 5.
Yeah, the only ones for me are the ones that came out of my body.
There you go.
I see every
my husband, can he count as one?
He's been in there too, so sure. Oh my God, I'm so vulgar in 2026.
Wow, look at you. So naughty. Actually, that's funny that you say that, because that is another of the trends for 2026, which is heightened focus on women's health. Oh. Sounds like that should be a thing that we think about. Yeah. And sexual health. And then the last one that I was going to say is, I actually really like this one, which is play and purpose. So integrating fun, play, and purpose-driven wellness routines. I don't know exactly what that means, but I think it means maybe having more hobbies and more, which I like. I'm seeing a lot of the girls on TikTok taking up mahjong.
Oh, yeah. Or appropriating it.
Exactly. Or needlepoint. Everybody's very into needlepoint right now.
Yeah.
Those I don't know if are wellness trends. I guess they're wellness because they're giving you like that connection and that mental.
Yeah. I also think in terms of physical wellness too, it's like go for a hike or something, or do like a fun workout class, like something that feels fun to you versus something you feel like you have to do.
Yeah. I think I've also noticed that I, for some reason, really hate spending money on exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So while I love going to yoga and I love going to Pilates classes with the fancy reformer machines and all of that stuff, I just hate the idea of spending money on that.
I completely get that. And yesterday I made the dumbest mistake. So for Christmas, my father-in-law gave me a gift card. He gave me a $300 gift card to this Pilates place, which was so nice.
That is so nice. What a great gift.
Then he sent me a text after that was like, is this really something you can do in your condition?
Your condition.
I was like, yes. So I got an email from the Pilates place that was like, 1 day special, 10 classes for $202. Usually 10 classes were $249.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, amazing. I'm going to buy 2 of the 10 packs and get 20 classes for only $400, but I've got a gift card, so I'm only spending $100.
They let you stack them like that?
They let me stack them like that, which to me then was like, oh my God, I'm getting away with something. They have no idea what I'm doing.
That feels like hacking the system.
Yeah, until then I purchase it and I'm looking and I'm explaining to my family how smart I just was. And then I was like, yeah, because 20 classes normally is $389. And then I was like, 20 classes normally is cheaper than the 2 10 packs I just stacked. Only by like $11, but still that really deflated me a little bit.
That's That's tough. That is
That's
also
tough.
math that I would not check out beforehand, though.
No, absolutely not. I really thought I was onto something. I should have
But now you get to go to 20 Pilates classes.
Well, it's 20 chances to make a friend.
There you go.
Do you have any other wellness things? Because there is one thing that I have to accomplish in 2026 that I guarantee you will never guess.
Okay, I'm very intrigued. No, the last one was brain health, and like,
that's done. That's cooked.
Feels too late.
Yeah. Is there really anything we could do right now? No.
Apparently, there's a million different supplements you can take, but it sounds like a lot of work to figure out what they are. So.
And also, like, I know so many people that take so many supplements and then still get whatever they're going to get.
Of course. I mean, how many videos have you seen from doctors that say supplements are expensive pee? Like you're peeing out everything. They're like, I don't know. I'm not a huge supplement girl.
I'll say, though, I am interested in like homeopathic remedies from a removed standpoint because I don't do any of them except for give my children camellia drops when they're babies and like teething.
Yeah.
And I guess I do the like natural, like the Zarabee's cough medicine or whatever, the honey, like that kind of stuff.
Same.
But I do feel like probably when you're taking the supplements, you're like grinding out and dehydrating all the actual like good stuff you'd be getting from it.
I would think. I mean, I've taken supplements. Right now, all I take is creatine.
Oh, well, that should be on 2026. Everyone is about creatine.
Well, apparently it was very 2025. It's kind of like creatine and fiber maxing are two things that are apparently over.
Fiber maxing. Oh my God, I can't do that.
I can't keep up.
The creatine I can do.
Creatine, it doesn't taste like anything. It's like very well researched. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
What was going to be the thing that you...
Okay. Rachel, did you go to camp? Summer camp?
Like a sleepaway camp?
Any kind of summer camp where there might be singing.
Oh, God, yeah. I did 1 year of like a day camp in my town.
Mm-hmm.
And we did have to put on a performance where I sang and danced to an Aaliyah song.
Okay. Well, I love that, and I would love to unpack that later. But I meant more camp songs and not Aaliyah songs.
No, but my husband went to backpacking camp every year of his life. He still takes our kids every summer. And he has a book this thick
of songs.
Camp songs.
Can you text Marley right now and ask him if he's familiar with Black Socks?
Black Socks. Hold on.
Black Socks. They never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Then ask him if he's familiar with A Fly Walked Into a Grocery Store.
Okay, hopefully he'll answer. He's currently caring for our sick daughter.
Oh, no. Well, this is more
and
important.
watching the other two, but hopefully he can leave her for a second.
It's far more important.
He's typing. Hold on. Nope.
Okay. Tell him he needs to find his little book because I have something I've decided like I want to do more with my kids, which is fun, is just sing songs to them. But I can't remember the lyrics to any actual songs.
It's so hard. Yeah.
Do you know what I can very easily tap into? Songs I learned at Girl Scout camp in 1998.
Okay.
So we're singing my dream 2026 is to get somebody to sing camp songs with me and particularly do, if there's any camp girls out there, a round robin where I start the song and then somebody else picks it up. And I'll be in the kitchen with my mom and I'll be like, all right, black socks, they never get dirty. Mom, go! Black socks. And I'm like, and everybody's just looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, come on. And they never get dirty. Dad, the longer you... No one does it. And it's very upsetting.
I would do it with you. You just have to teach me the lyrics.
Okay, I'll teach you the lyrics. And I actually went online and I found all of these Girl Scout camp songs that I remember doing. And I was going to like print them out. Because I also thought those are easy for the kids to remember. And my daughter, was singing, on top of spaghetti, all covered in cheese. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed.
Yes, that one's cute.
That was super cute. Can't remember any of the lyrics past it. So I've ventured off into, then my son will say, what's his name? And so then I go into, his name was Old Billy. He had a big nose. And then the places Old Billy has gone since the song began. But my daughter,
you're really riffing too.
Oh, I'm riffing. That's brain health, baby. To come up with a rhyme like that.
Period.
Like, come on.
There you go.
Sound therapy? Hello.
You're hitting
my voice
so
is
many.
Basically like a sound bowl symphony.
Wow.
And my vagus nerve, because I'm constantly hitting it, being like, I don't know what's going on.
Actually, singing and humming does stimulate your vagus nerve.
Okay, so
you're hitting like 3 at least of these trends.
Okay.
Just wow.
Just
talk
trying
about
to get
ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the curve. Just trying to get somebody to join me in a little black socks. They never get dirty, Diddy. Please, if anybody's listening and you are familiar with black socks, or
somebody has to be.
A fly walked into a grocery store, or ask Marley if he knows I know a wiener man. He owns a wiener stand.
Okay.
Right now, Rachel, start typing. He's going to think this is a heated rivalry callback.
I just typed wiener man ?
With a wiener stand.
I don't know if that second part is necessary. You should just know.
Oh, but there was just, I thought, oh, that's so fun. And I don't know, that feels like such a 90s thing of singing camp songs like that. And
it really is. That's so good. And I mean, my kids love it. When they go to camp, they love that. They sing this song. It's like down by the banks of the hanky panky. Do you know that one?
Bullfrogs. Yeah. But that's also a hand.
That's like a hand game thing.
Yeah.
So they always come back from camp singing that. There's definitely some other ones they do at the camp, the backpacking camp he takes them to. They do like a nightly talent show where everybody gets to get up and like sing a song or tell a joke or something. And then they do campfire songs.
Cute.
And it's very wholesome. It's just so
cute. Wholesome and cute. So we're doing more of that. Did you ever do Cat's Cradle?
Yes. And I got Noe one for Christmas for her stocking.
That's so fun. I would have immediately taken it.
Well, and I was like, this will just come back to me. Like she'll take it out of the stocking and I'll just I'll know exactly what to do. And we had to YouTube and TikTok.
Oh,
how to do it.
I mean,
I could not remember.
Memory. You give me one right now. I can do an Eiffel Tower for you. I can do a teacup and a saucer.
Okay, so I'm going to have to bring her down to LA and you can teach her because
absolutely,
I couldn't remember anything except the very basic one and she was getting really frustrated with me.
Okay, we will absolutely do that.
But it was very fun. She was very excited about it.
That's so cute. You know what I saw that actually really angered me? Is that now they have like devices to make string bracelets.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm like, no. You need to safety
your
pin
fingers
the strings.
Need to bleed.
Exactly. You need to cry because you missed a stitch. And then you have to do it all over again. Like,
so it builds character.
Exactly.
God, these kids can't do anything.
They can't do anything. Well, they're being raised by ChatGPT.
You know what? I can't even.
We won't go
I have a post in my drafts about that, and I just can't. I don't have the guts to press publish.
But
oh,
don't. Unless you're trying to stir up controversy.
No, I can't bring that on again. I'm still responding to comments from one that I posted about it like weeks ago.
You know, we complain about the algorithm often, but my algorithm served me a young man who works on an oil rig in the ocean, and he shares his skincare routines shirtless, and he shares his exercise routines shirtless.
Okay.
And the comments are all women.
Thirst traps. Yeah.
Like, where is your boat located? Just wondering. Or
wait, do you follow that guy Luke? He reminds me of that. He has a neck the size of a tree trunk. And he takes videos on his tractor. Luke Bateman. He's in Australia, I believe. He's so cute. He's like obsessed with his mom. He's just started a podcast and a Substack, and he invited his mom on, and he starts crying with his mom about how much he appreciates her and how like what a wonderful job she did raising him. But the cutest thing, and you would actually love this, is he listens to and reads 1 million books.
Oh,
so he sits on his tractor.
Send them to me.
I'll show you. Look at how cute he is.
Oh my God. Oh, he's actually like very cute.
He's so handsome and stunning and jacked. And he talks about these books that he loves, and so many of them are like female authors or female characters. And he talks a lot too about just like healthy masculinity and stuff. And he does these little like dances and songs, and I'm just obsessed with him.
Okay.
Look how
love
cute.
Him. He is so cute. Wait, let me show you.
Let's get him on the pod. Luke Bateman.
Here's my boatman.
He's very into that
dirty
mustache.
He's I know.
He's very into that mustache. Wow. Oh, so Dial. Okay, so he's using Dial. I thought
that's
he was
just on his
like
hands.
Fun products.
He'll get into skincare too.
Wait, what? This is the hottest man I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, let me just read you some of the comments.
How many followers does he have?
One says, respectfully, where exactly is this ship?
The women are in heat.
That was at first I was like, I degaff about men's skincare, but when the shirt came off, I was like, you know what? Maybe I do. Someone else just said, hello, sister wives. And then someone commented this, which made me laugh, which was just a boat of women waving. I was like, save me a seat. I have to send him to you. His name is Kevin O'Connor. He has 282K
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he's like working on a boat.
That's incredible. And he's just doing all of the content creation in his free time.
Yeah, I guess. Although I haven't really I don't know. Now he's is he in the Navy?
Is he on TikTok as well?
Less. I don't know if he's on TikTok. I don't go to TikTok. He must be.
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have looked at
I feel like if we engage with this type of content,
okay.
we'll just get more. So it's a good idea
that's what I want.
Yeah, to like and comment.
Yeah. Like, if that's what the algorithm is serving me, then absolutely algorithm.
Thank you. More, please.
More, please. Was there, oh my God, Rachel, I said this to you the other day, though, too, that I opened my phone to do something and I looked and I was like tapping, like, who put this old lady filter on? And it was just me. It's so tough. And I'm wondering if I can wear like a really baggy shirt. So the injector won't know I'm pregnant and I can go get Botox.
You don't need
I've really
it.
put on a lot of weight since you last saw me.
You don't need it. You look beautiful and glowing. It's really jarring. Sometimes I'll open my stories and it's like the front facing camera by accident. And all I see is chin and neck.
So many chins too.
And it's like, why is it so big? I look like I swallowed a balloon. Like, why is this neck so big? It's so hard.
It's so hard. I found this woman on Instagram who gained 700,000 followers this year, and she's
I thought you were going to say pound.
No. 700,000 followers, and she's all about like posture and facial like manipulating and exercises. And I'm like, oh God.
So much work.
Could I? No, I couldn't. I don't think. I'd rather get toxins injected into my face and call it a day.
It's so much easier. Getting Botox actually has made me so lazy with my skincare routine. I don't even wash my face half the time now. Yeah. So I'm like, well, the Botox is kind of doing the work for me.
Sure. Right?
Right.
I don't know. People that do like lasers and stuff, I'm also like, I don't have $1,000 each time.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And I'm not
it's so expensive.
Follow-up appointments. Oh my God. I'm sitting there talking to my mom and I was like, oh yeah, I realized that eventually I really would like to get upper bleph surgery. Mm-hmm. I just naturally have very hooded eyes. And as I've gotten older and more tired, they've gotten more hooded. Mm-hmm. And my mom goes, yeah. And I was like, excuse me? And then I looked at hers and she was like, yeah, I don't have that problem. So I'm not really sure who you got that from. And I looked at my mom's face and she naturally does not. Like, she's never done anything. And her eyes are like that.
That's so unfair.
She just was like, yeah, you probably will have to do that. And I was like, then it turned into this whole conversation where my dad was like, what are you talking about? And then I have to say, look, Dad, at all of this. It's just like, won't someone just sing Black Socks with me? This is not the round robin I wanted, talking about my need for an upper bleph with everybody joining in.
Oh my God. No, I feel like all the celebrities are getting that now.
Mm-hmm. And what am I if not a celebrity in my own heart and head?
Well, that's my exact point, is we should be following the trend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I need that too. I did ask my dermatologist friend, and when I ask her questions about this kind of stuff, I have to be just ready for brutal honesty. Yeah. And she said I could wait another 5 years, 5 to 10.
Okay, 5.
She didn't say, no, you don't need that.
Right.
She said, oh yeah, like, but do it when you're closer to 45. It's like, okay.
5 years feels though like a little bit earlier than I would have hoped somebody would have told me.
That's my point. I thought she would say, oh my gosh, no, you're totally fine. You look like you're 25. She was like, yeah, no, definitely. But you've got a little time.
You know what the thing is, though? And I know you got an insane message when you did Botox, but like, if I was young and my mom got a facelift, I would never equate that to then my own face. Because, people will be like, oh, you shouldn't do things like that. If you have daughters, they're going to feel like there's something wrong with them.
People shamed me for that. I think it was more, you should set the example of aging gracefully. And I think that people who don't get Botox have no idea what it actually does and doesn't do. Like, Botox doesn't prevent you from looking like you're aging.
Right.
Like, I still look older than I looked years ago. And I
would also like my children to watch me age gracefully as I gracefully walk through the plastic surgery center to have my extra eyelid skin removed. Like,
I mean, right? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of torn on it. Like, maybe when my girls are older and more aware of that kind of stuff, like, they don't know I get Botox. I'm not telling them that I'm getting Botox. Like, they're not looking at my face to see, where did those wrinkles go?
Right.
They did one time tell Marley that he should iron his face. And I said, you're not wrong. They've got a point.
Yeah.
No, I I think when they're older and when they're in that, like, you know, very self-conscious teenage phase, I'll have conversations with them about it if I'm still getting it myself. Who knows? Or maybe at that point I'll decide, okay, I'm in my 40s now. Who am I trying to impress anymore? Like, I don't need Botox anymore. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to feel.
I guess to me, the point is, like, when I was looking at beauty standards, no offense to my mom, I wasn't looking at my mom.
Right. Well, I also don't look like my mom, and my girls look nothing like me. I mean, Lenny does a little bit more, I guess, but Noe looks 0% like me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think she's looking at my face like as a mirror of her own looks.
Right.
You know? I don't know. It's very complicated.
It is very complicated. And I definitely see both sides of it. I'm just saying
Vanity just wins out.
My bluff will win.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Vanity is currently winning. But I also think people don't understand how much of a mindfuck it can be to have to stare at yourself and record video content and photo content of yourself and put that up for public consumption every single day as your job.
Yeah. Oh my God. I saw something on Instagram that was like, influencers really should be taking our feedback because we are watching them and they should absolutely care about what our feedback is. And if we don't like something, and I just thought, oh, no.
That is not how it works. No one's forcing you to follow an influencer. If you don't like what they're posting, you can simply leave.
Yeah. Which again reminded me of last year when you took it upon yourself to ask your followers for what they didn't like that you shared the previous year or what they thought you should do better. And that was my little New Year's tradition to commit myself.
The most insane thing you've ever done. Truly, and I will never do it again because it made me absolutely insane.
Yes.
But it is this weird thing where people feel like they are your boss in a way, or they feel
that's what they were like, well, this is your job. We're your bosses. This is your performance review.
That's actually not true.
Right.
Because you're in this is a consensual, not a consensual. What am I trying to say? It's a very one-sided relationship.
Right. Like, I don't know.
You're signing up for my thoughts and opinions. I'm not signing up for your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, I would follow you back.
Right. I'm signing up for hot men on oil rigs. That's all I'm trying to do. That's what I'm here for. I don't know what you're doing, but
I mean, I feel like if I was getting a lot of pieces of feedback that were the same thing, where it was like, this content isn't landing, or the way you're explaining this doesn't make sense, or I don't appreciate the way you worded this because of XYZ, like whatever. If I was getting multiple messages about something, then, and this has happened before, I can self-reflect. I'm like a self-aware enough person to do that and say, I'll either, say I messed up or say I want to correct this, or I'll just do it differently moving forward. But people think that they can comment on like your personal life, your choices that you make with your kids, the choices that you make with your body or your face or your hair, or the causes that you choose to bring attention to or to fundraise for, or like whatever. I just feel like people think that because they follow you, they get to just critique and criticize every single thing you do. And then they mask that and say, oh, you're being so defensive. I guess you just aren't open to feedback. It's like,
right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not open.
Like, how many times do we have to say like only compliments?
Yeah. Like only nice words, please.
Yes. Well, if you guys haven't reviewed yet, please review, because we did get our first negative review, which was about me being mean to my children. And my first thought was, who taught my son how to type reviews? But then I realized, like, you know what? I do want to be seen as mean by my children, not by outsiders, because when your child says you're being mean, it's because you're not letting them do whatever insane thing they want to do.
Yeah, you're setting a boundary.
You're setting a boundary, or you're telling them like their behavior is not acceptable, and like those are things that need to happen.
Of course. Also, I think people maybe just this one person needs to be reminded that this is a podcast for adults. So we talk in adult language on this podcast, and we talk to each other differently than we would talk to our children. So when we are talking about something that happened with our kids, like it's not documentary style. Like, that's not exactly how it went down.
Right. Okay. It did go down that I knocked down my son's Magna tiles because he knocked his sisters down. However, that was also an important lesson for him to learn that women experience changes in their moods and that they can't fully control them. So I'm actually preparing him, if he turns out to be a heterosexual man, to understand how to be around a woman with PMS in a compassionate way.
And
so
we're gonna get more negative comments on this now because people don't understand when we're joking.
That's true. I posted something on Instagram about like, being annoyed that you have to wait so long for your first appointment, and somebody commented and said, "Where are the positive moms?" And I said,
Jesus,
this is like
Christ.
People don't get jokes.
People don't get jokes. They don't get sarcasm. They don't get hyperbole. They don't get jokes. It's really exhausting.
It is. But again, I did knock that magnetile tower over on purpose. But there was a lesson.
And who among us hasn't wanted to do that a time or
right?
two?
Like, hello, you're just jealous that you didn't do it. And we've recovered and repaired. And you know what? Also, like, everybody needs fodder for their future memoir.
It's so true. And for their therapist.
So I'm just like, what you see as trauma, I see as gifts.
Material.
Yeah. Material, things to work on. Also, it's like, yeah. You know what? Whatever. Anyway, so can you please flood the positive comments?
Flood the positive comments. Also, before we go, we have to, for the listeners who are not watching on YouTube, which is nearly everyone, we are wearing our merch.
Yes.
Which looks so cute.
So
I also
cute.
have the t-shirt on under here, which you can't see, but the sweatshirt and the t-shirt are very
I love
cute.
a sweatshirt with a little t-shirt coming out of the collar. I think it's so cute.
It's very chic.
I love it.
So
the sweatshirts are so good.
We are going to get them up ASAP. For those of you who are asking when you can order, it'll be soon, like in the next few weeks.
Yes. In the next few weeks, I just have to set up the shop. We're going to do this sweatshirt and a shirt, and then a rerun of an old sweatshirt of mine and an old shirt of mine.
Which are so good. I wear those all the time too.
Yeah. So it'll be in the next couple of weeks. It shouldn't be too hard. Once my daughter goes to school, I'll have all the time in the world.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Which I forgot
until May.
Right. I was like, why? Because school's out?
Nope.
No.
You're starting over. We love you all so much for listening to this long ass episode. Oh my gosh, we've been talking for an hour.
Wow.
We can't stop.
Can't stop.
We love you all so much for listening, and we hope you have a wonderful 2026, and don't put any pressure on yourselves to have a new you.
No.
Just, go with our recommendation of new year, same us.
Yeah, and also if the old you brought you here, then the old you was doing something right.
Exactly.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, bye.
Bye.